Today, we're going to tackle one of the most powerful tools in the English language, conditional sentences. We're going to go on a journey, starting with cold, hard facts and ending up in the wild world of pure imagination. So you ready? Let's get started.
Right off the bat, I'm making you a promise. See this sentence? It's called a first conditional. It sets up a totally real, totally possible future. The condition, you watch this. The result, you'll get it. So come on, let's make that happen.
Okay, so our first stop is the world of absolute certainty. This is the bedrock, the foundation for all the other conditionals. We're talking about things that are always 100% true, no exceptions.
And this is the zero conditional. Just look at how simple that formula is. If plus a present simple verb and what follows? Another present simple verb. That's it. We use this for the non-negotiables, scientific facts, general truths, the basic instruction manual for how the world works.
Think about it. If you heat water, it boils. It always does. If people don't sleep, they get tired. It's just a fact of life. If you mix blue and yellow, you get green. See? There's no maybe here. This cause always leads to that effect. It's basically a law. All right, so we've got the absolute laws down. Now let's step into the world of what's possible. We're not talking about universal truths anymore. We're talking about what could very well happen in the future.
And for that, we have the first conditional. The form changes just a little bit. We still start with if and the present simple, but look at the result. Now we use will plus a verb. This is your go-to for making plans, for predictions, and for talking about the likely outcome of your actions.
For instance, if it rains, I'll take an umbrella. Makes sense, right? If she studies, she will pass the test. A very likely outcome. If you don't eat breakfast, you'll be hungry later. The first conditional is all about connecting a possible action to its most probable result. It's super practical grammar that honestly you and I use all day, every day.
Okay, time to leave reality in the rearview mirror for a bit. Let's take a turn into the land of what if. What if things were different, right at this very moment? This is where English grammar starts to get really, really creative.
Now you gotta pay close attention to the form here. We use the past simple, like had or knew, but, and this is the key part, we're not actually talking about the past. It's like a code word that signals we've entered an imaginary world. And the result of that imaginary situation, that uses would. This is for dreaming, for wishing, for talking about things that probably aren't true.
I mean, I don't have $1 million. Darn it. But I can imagine what I'd do if I did. She doesn't actually know Spanish, but we can talk about a hypothetical life in Spain. And that last one, if I were you, that is the absolute classic way to give advice, right? You're literally putting yourself in someone else's imaginary shoes. So we've imagined a different present. What's next? Well, let's fire up the time machine and try to change the past itself. Let's explore how we can talk about a past that never actually happened. This is the third conditional, and it's all about looking back, often with a little bit of regret. The structure gets a bit more complex. If plus the past perfect, that's had plus the past participle, and the result is would have. This is for looking back at a door that's already closed and imagining what might have been behind it. Oh man, you can just feel the regret in these sentences, can't you? If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. The reality is, I didn't study, so I didn't pass. If they had left earlier, they would have arrived on time, but they didn't leave earlier, so they were late. The third conditional is all about exploring the destinations of roads we never took.
And now, it's time for the final boss of conditionals. What happens when we smash these timelines together? When something we imagine in the past affects our present, or when a hypothetical situation now changes something in the past. Welcome, my friends, to Mixed Conditionals.
Okay, let's break this down. There are two main types. First, you've got a past condition with a present result. Like, if I had studied medicine, that's in the past, I would be a doctor now. The second type flips it. A present condition with a past result. If I were more responsible, that's a general state right now, I wouldn't have lost my job. That happened in the past. It's all about connecting different points in time. Pretty cool, huh? Phew, I know that was a lot, so let's pull it all together with this awesome cheat sheet. You've got 0 for facts, First for real futures, second for unreal presents, third for unreal pasts, and mixed for when you're crossing the streams. Think of this as your one-stop shop for everything we've just covered.
All right, you've seen the rules, you've seen the examples. Feeling confident? Let's find out. Time to put that new knowledge to the test with a quick challenge. You ready?
Okay, first one. If you freeze water, it blank ice. What do you think? What's the missing word?
The answer is becomes. This is a scientific fact, a rule of reality. So that's a job for the zero conditional. Easy peasy.
All right, next up, question 2. If it rains tomorrow, we blank at home. Think about the timeline we're dealing with here. And the answer is will stay. We're talking about a real possible situation in the future, right? That is the perfect job for the first conditional. You're doing great. And now for the final rapid fire round. 3 sentences coming at you. How would you finish them? If I had wings, I blank fly. Next, if they had left earlier, they blank the train. And last one, if I had more confidence, I blank talked to her yesterday.
And the answers are would fly. That's a classic second conditional. Would have caught, a third conditional for a past regret, and would have talked, that tricky mixed conditional, connecting a present feeling to a past action. So, how'd you do?
So, what you've got to remember is that conditionals are so much more than just a bunch of grammar rules. They're a way for us to think about the world, our choices, and our incredible imagination. So I'll leave you with a final thought, a mixed conditional, of course. If you could change one thing about your past, what would be different now? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.